What if I told you that one of the Premier League's most controversial managers is about to make a shocking return? And that's just the beginning. We've got Barcelona plotting a massive swoop for England's captain, Liverpool ready to break the bank for a world-class defender, and a bargain deal that has 4 European giants circling like sharks. Stick around because today's transfer news is absolutely wild, and you won't want to miss a single detail. All right, football fans, let's dive straight into the chaos. Today's video is packed with some serious moves happening across Europe, and honestly, some of these stories are so crazy you'd think I was making them up. But trust me, this is all real and it's all happening right now. Before we get into it, do me a solid and smash that like button. It genuinely helps us keep bringing you the best football content out there. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you even doing? Hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on the latest transfer gossip and football news. Let's kick things off with a story that's been building for weeks now: Marcus Rashford and Barcelona. This isn't just another loan rumor or some agent playing games with the media. According to TalkSport, this is the real deal, and it's happening on a permanent basis. So, here's what we know. Rashford has been absolutely killing it at Barcelona this season. We're talking 6 goals and 7 assists in just 14 matches. That's the kind of form that makes you wonder why things didn't work out at Manchester United. The stats don't lie, people. This guy has found his mojo again, and Barcelona are desperate to keep him. Now, let's talk money because that's where it gets really interesting. At United, Rashford was pulling in about £17 million a year. That's serious cash. But here's the thing. He's agreed to drop that down to around 10 million euros gross at Barcelona. That includes bonuses, by the way. So yeah, he's taking a massive pay cut, but can you blame him? The guy's playing for his dream club. He's back in form and he's loving life in Catalonia. Barcelona wants to buy him outright for £30 million at the end of this season. Honestly, in today's market, that's a steal for a player who's showing this kind of quality. The club doesn't want to mess around with another loan deal. They want this sorted permanently, and you can understand why. Their financial situation is complicated, to put it mildly, and they need certainty. What's really interesting is how Rashford has adapted to life under Hansi Flick. The manager has given him more freedom, especially when Rafinha was dealing with injuries, and Rashford has thrived in that environment. He's not just fitting into the system, he's become a crucial part of it. Flick is absolutely delighted with what he's seeing. And when you watch Rashford play now, you can see that fire is back, that hunger that seemed to disappear during his final years at Old Trafford. The player himself has been pretty open about why things went south at United. He's pointed to the unstable atmosphere at the club, and honestly, getting away from the intense scrutiny of the English media seems to have done wonders for his mental game. In Barcelona, he can just focus on football without every single move being dissected by the tabloids. Here's the clever bit about how Barcelona is structuring this deal. They don't have mountains of cash lying around, right? So what they're planning is to give Rashford a longer contract at roughly the same annual salary he's earning now. This lets them spread out the payments over more years, making it financially viable. It's a pretty standard trick in modern football accounting, but it works. What really stands out here is Rashford's attitude. This is actually the second pay cut he's accepted to make this Barcelona move happen. That level of commitment tells you everything you need to know about his motivation. And there's a bonus for England too. Thomas Tuchel keeps calling him up for the national team ahead of the World Cup, which shows that his form at Barcelona is translating to international recognition. Long may it continue, because we all want to see Rashford operating at his absolute best. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise a few people. Erik could be heading back to the Premier League, and the club that wants him might shock you. We're talking about Wolverhampton Wanderers. First, let's rewind a bit and talk about what happened at Wolves. Vitor Pereira joined the club last December and literally saved them from relegation. The guy went on an incredible run, 6 consecutive wins, which is actually the longest winning streak in Wolves' Premier League history. They were so impressed, they gave him a new 3-year contract in September. And then, 6 weeks later, he was sacked. That's football for you, right? Absolutely ruthless. But why did they let him go? 2 points from 10 matches. That's relegation form, plain and simple. Wolves are sitting at the bottom of the table, the board panicked, and they pulled the trigger. When you're in that kind of position, you don't have the luxury of time. So where does Ten Hag come into this? Well, he's available after what can only be described as a bizarre situation at Bayer Leverkusen. The guy became the first manager in Bundesliga history to be sacked after just 2 games. 2 games! You literally can't assess a manager's work in that time frame. It's physically impossible. Erik was reportedly shocked by that decision, and honestly, who can blame him? A lot of people think there were non-football reasons behind that dismissal. Wolves have been in contact with Ten Hag's representatives. They're seriously considering him as an option. He's open to the opportunity, but he's being careful. After what happened in Germany, you can't blame the man for wanting to think things through properly. He has other options on the table, but his desire to get back to work is clear. Here's the twist, though. The current favorite for the job is apparently Gary O'Neill. Remember him? He managed Wolves less than a year ago, got sacked, was replaced by Pereira, and now he might come back to replace the guy who replaced him. If that happens, it would be one of the most bizarre managerial merry-go-rounds in recent memory. But let's focus on Ten Hag's chances. They're real. The man has Premier League experience from his time at Manchester United, and yes, that spell had its critics, but let's not forget the facts. 2 trophies, the League Cup and the FA Cup. Erik reminds people of this regularly, and he's absolutely right to do so. Here's the situation at Wolves objectively. They're desperate. 2 points from 10 matches, staring at relegation. They need someone to take the job. But who wants to walk into that situation? The club's current status actually puts off the very managers who could fix things. It's a catch-22. For Ten Hag, this is a rehabilitation project. After Leverkusen, he needs to prove he's still a capable manager and that he was treated unfairly in Germany. He was given a catastrophically short amount of time there, and on this point, he's absolutely correct. You cannot judge any manager based on 2 matches. It makes 0 sense. On the flip side, the risk of failure at Wolves is massive. They're in the relegation zone, player morale is questionable, and time is running out. If he fails here, his reputation takes another hit. But what's the alternative? Sit at home and wait for a better offer that might never come? If he takes the job, the task is simple on paper but brutal in practice. Keep Wolves up. That's it. Nobody cares if they finish 9th or 14th. The only thing that matters is staying in the Premier League. Any result above the drop zone would be considered a success and would help restore his credibility. Is it realistic? The season is long. There are still plenty of games to play. 2 points from 10 matches is a disaster, but it's not a death sentence. The team needs fresh ideas, a new perspective, a different approach. Ten Hag could provide exactly that. The question is, will he be given enough time? After the Leverkusen experience, that's absolutely critical. Moving on to a story that has 4 major clubs sitting up and paying attention. Dušan Vlahović is on his way out of Juventus, and according to Turkish journalist Ekrem Kanyar, there is a proper queue forming. Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, and Barcelona are all actively monitoring the Serbian striker. Here's what makes this interesting. Juventus are reportedly valuing Vlahović at somewhere between 15 and 20 million euros. In today's market, that's an absolute bargain for a striker of his quality. It almost seems too good to be true. But there's a reason for the low price. His contract expires in 2026, and Juventus know the score. Either they sell him this winter for that kind of money, or they risk losing him for peanuts once he enters the final year of his deal. It's a classic football business dilemma. What's been fascinating is watching Vlahovic's form this season. 7 goals and an assist in just 735 minutes across 16 games. The guy's had a real resurgence after a pretty difficult period in Turin. And this revival has come right as his contract situation has become a major talking point. Let's look at the interested clubs. Arsenal being on the list is slightly surprising. Arteta has 3 striking options already, so you'd think why add another? But the Gunners are keeping tabs, which suggests either he wants more rotation options, or he's not entirely convinced by what he has. Chelsea have been watching Vlahović for ages. This isn't news. The Blues have monitored him for a while, but a deal never materialized. Maybe now, with the price point and the situation aligning, it's the perfect time for them to make a move. Barcelona makes a lot of sense in this picture. Lewandowski is 37. He won't go on forever. The Catalans desperately need to plan for life after the Polish striker, and Vlahovic fits the profile perfectly. The only problem is Barcelona's financial constraints, which could be a major obstacle even at this reduced price. But according to the latest whispers, it's Tottenham who are in pole position. They need a classic number 9, and the Serbian fits that role perfectly. Spurs could potentially close this deal faster than anyone else. Juventus' stance seems pretty final. They've basically said that renewing Vlahovic's contract is off the table. No progress in negotiations, no sign of compromise coming. His high wages are weighing on the budget, and the board doesn't see a long-term future with him anymore. The logic is solid from their perspective. Better to get something now than nothing later. The old lady is already looking at other attacking options. The money from selling Vlahovic will free up the wage bill